can't see me. Anyways, it is Gail here. And you know what, guys? Hold on a second. It could just be my screen. And I just want to see something for a minute. So if you disappear, it is okay. Just 1 second here. I just I'm just noticing it looks dark to me. Could be just me, I don't know. Just 1 second here. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Just bear with me 1 moment. Like I said, it could be just my camera. Hold on. And it's not. Guys, I'm going to try to do a better lighting because I can't tell whether. So when I move back, it doesn't look that bad, but it looks like it's dark. Hold on a second and let me see if I can fix this. Well, anyway, so let me just do my recap real quick for the week. So, what I want to say is so far what we learned this week. Today, we spoke about having a quiet time to get closer with the Most High and ways we can do it, whether we should do it early during the day, like get up early and have that special time where you can just meditate and just feel the presence and see if the Holy Spirit is guiding you. And I spoke about, you know well, I guess the first way to do it, guys, this is the to the point shirt. um, so the first way to do it is to announce to everyone that during certain hours. And that's why, I guess, if you have children, then you should just do it while they are asleep. Um, but if not, once you start to let everyone know that, from this time to this time is my quiet time, that's the time that I am aligning myself with the Most High, then, they would know, okay, well, there's no knocking on the doors, your phone is off, or if you're using your phone to read whatever, but your phone is off, they would know not to um, interrupt. And what we do know, as I said before, that when Jesus was with his disciples, and while they were asleep, he went off to a quiet place to get in touch, to pick up that motivation from the Father and the Holy Spirit. And I just thought, well, if Jesus is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, like he would have these powers to me, like why would he need to go off to a quiet place to you know like get that motivation, get that spirit to, just to keep him going. And that's for another lesson because, like I said before, for those that are new, that there was a time that I did not know that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit was one. I thought the Father was the Father, the Son was the Son, and the Holy Spirit was the Holy Spirit. But if this is what Jesus had to do to find a quiet place, then you know that that is what you and I should be doing also. We also read that basically you are responsible for yourself. A lot of times, people have this impression that, you know, I guess, you're with me and you don't make a move unless I make a move, and we eat and sleep and breathe the same thing. But, you know, come judgment day, we are all responsible for ourselves. We all have to give an account of what we were doing. And with that being said, Sometimes you can't sit there and wait for someone else to make a move in order for you to make a move. Like your job is to continue to move forward and walking in the word and learning the word and applying it to your everyday life. Your job is, you know, um, staying in faith. And, I did a lesson on dream thieves, and time, family, friends, and your own self would be your dream thieves, because sometimes when you're sitting there waiting for someone else to make a move and they never make a move, you lose something. You lose the time that you cannot make up. You um you become less motivated to learn, and then suddenly you just find yourself back to square one, not knowing how you got there. But if you learn, um, the way I had to learn in the beginning, that you're responsible for yourself. Okay, so we must remember that. Um, what else did we do? I also did a reading on just um, loving people and on forgiving people. So that's something that we must also take into account, that sometimes the things that people do to you, it may sting a little bit, but the Most High will always find a way to pull you out of your situation when you show and prove yourself worthy. So we have to remember that. And that's the recap of the reading. And also, I did a special on Dejour, and Dejour 17, and she's starting her freshman year in college. And, she gave us a little insight on the ins and outs of skipping a grade, starting school early. But, to her, there was a benefit there. And she had a lot of support. So, that old saying that it takes a village to raise a child, um, it's not out the window. It's not gone. It still applies today. And, just to have someone behind you when you're young and, just cheering you on and letting you know, just keeping you motivated, knowing that you're that close to the finish line and never give up. To me, that's very important, because a lot of our youth today, it's almost like they're not getting that support. So, the next thing you know, they're in gangs, they're hanging out. Um, it's almost certain that they will end up in jail. So, to avoid all of that, it's good that you support your child with um, positive words, letting positivity, just letting them know that you are behind them, that you believe in them, and that in the end, all of this will pay off. All their hard work will pay off. And I want to say, if your child decides that, school is not something that they want to do right away, then I think it's important that you encourage your child to finish their education, at least get that high school diploma. Um, and then you should also encourage them that they should find a job, because allowing someone young just to sit there and do absolutely nothing, I think that's how they get pulled into the streets. Then suddenly it's like, I'm going to go hang out, and then the next thing you know, the hanging out becomes morning, noon, and night. Then that's trouble. That's you pushing your child out there to get into trouble. So whether your child decides that they want to graduate high school and go straight into college, or whether your child decides they want to take a gap year, whatever you support, it should be something that your child is able to, I want to say, sufficiently make it on their own, because no one wants to prepare their child for anything like a sudden death or whatever. But one thing we know for sure is not that we're not guaranteed tomorrow. A parent is not guaranteed to be there tomorrow. So once you give your child the basic skills, at least the basic skills, then you know that your child is capable of fending for themselves with the support that will come from, you know, family and friends if God forbid something should happen to you. You know, it's almost like we, well, I don't really know. I want to say we as parents because, it's almost like I want to pick a generation, but I just can't. We just need to, in general, say we as parents need to teach our children that the more you hang in the streets, the less likely you are to get a job, start a family, take care of the family. Like the the cards are stacked against you because from the statistics that I'm looking at, when your child is hanging out on the streets like that, the more the police frequent, they become familiar with the faces, and then the next thing they're zeroing in on your child, and then the situation changes to, you know, it's discrimination or they're targeting. But if we teach our children early that there's really no life behind laziness. And what it comes down to is laziness, because if you just put your child out there and then suddenly that child becomes comfortable with looking for someone to hand them something instead of them working towards something, then again, the chances are that that lifestyle will end them, they will end up in court, jail. And some of our youth are, they're skipping court and going straight to the grave. So we need to, you know, um, support our children. And if you have a child, and we should teach our children also that you are the company that you keep. So if your company is always out there and they're on the corners, and we all know what happens on the corner, then there's a likelihood that your child will follow those footsteps, and there is a high likelihood that you will accrue court fees because you will be in and out of court trying to, I guess, stand in front of a judge and act like you didn't know when you knew the whole time. So um, I say that to say, mothers, fathers, like, we need to be in our children's lives. It's just too many children, especially our male children, that the father is nowhere in sight. And I know sometimes as a woman, you have to take on that role and you try to, teach your male child how to be a man. But, you do the best that you can. But, I don't want to say it's impossible because, um, the Most High gonna always provide a way. But we as parents need to be more responsible and take responsibility for our children serious, especially if there's no longer a relationship there with both parents. So father do his job, mother does her job, and the child should be okay. Um, Another thing I want to touch on quickly also is if you see that your child is not progressing, you know, at a certain age, then you need to jump on that because, sometimes it can be something mental. It can be something that, your child is needing that extra push. I just say that to say this, like, never give up hope. Never give up hope on your children. And I know sometimes we were all young ones and no one wants to be told, but this here time, this day and time, right now in this world that we live in, it is just so different. It's different. Like I have just never seen like young kids wanting to go and loot a store. Like, is that a new way of getting your clothing and your shoes? Like, why would you want to go loot the store and risk going to jail than going to find a job? And the state that our economy is in, um, you know, could be a shortage. I don't know, but I mean, the answer to it all is not to go out robbing and stealing and killing someone for something that belongs to them. If you didn't work for it, then you're not entitled to it. So, again, these are the things that I almost want to say, is it the new millennials? Mhm. It's almost like we're always categorized. There's always a category for something, but it's like it's just something that we need to encourage. We need to encourage our youth. And when I say our youth, I am talking about everyone. You notice how I'm not putting um, a race on this because it's happening to everyone. It is happening to everyone. So I think, we just need to get back to the village, the village that was raising the children. In my day, you just didn't go up to no adult, and the neighbor need be left, right, upstairs, downstairs, across the street. They would ask you, shouldn't you be in school? And they're on the phone. Girl, do you know that your boy or your girl is sitting down here and they should have been in school at that point? It was nothing for them to actually take you to school or take you to your house and ding dong, look who's outside. But it just seemed like that is not there anymore. And that is the sad part. Now if you say, hey, why you not in school? And then the next thing you know, the parent comes, why you talking to my child that way? Mind your business. It's just this big change. And it's scary. It is scary. So, once again, we need to encourage our youth. We need to set boundaries and we need to set ourselves up as an example because, it's not like back in the days where, um, what was that saying? You do, you don't do as I do, you do as you're told, or something like that. And now, if that child see that parent and that parent is lying and stealing and doing drugs or whatever, so now that's what your children will do. They will mirror you. So it's important what you put in front of your child. It's important what you say in front of your child. It is important how you carry yourself. And so that is something that we need to remember and we need to keep that in mind. Raising, this here new generation. Times have changed, times are harder, it's not getting any better. And everyone is saying, pointing the finger, police brutality, and this, it's just madness, really. It is the sign of the times. If we really want to be specific and keep it real, it is the sign of times. So let's buckle down. Let's, get all of our children to the finish line. And like I said, if you have some that, schooling is just not for them, but yet they manage to finish, I mean, it's coming down to it to really, you start picking cans out the garbage can, they're going to ask you, do you have a high school diploma to even pick the cans up? Like, it's, the times are changing, it is getting serious out there. So instead of waiting for this to come up on your child out of nowhere, because we know that it's coming, support your children, do the best that you can, keep them motivated, and, you know reward them with something, so that they know that if you work towards something, that you will receive a reward in the end. And I just think, really, every child should experience, teenager should experience that summer youth job. I think that's important, because that's the foundation. If we don't give them that proper foundation, and we just open the door and put them out, then we, as parents, are doing our children wrong. We're shortchanging them. So that is my take on this week's recap of this week. And like I said, if there is something to talk about, we will talk about it. And that is why, to the point, let's talk about it. And right now, that's the point. That is the point that I am making. And that is what I am talking about: supporting our children, and also building that foundation, so that they would have something to take out that door with them, along with their education. Okay, so Gail with To the Point 101. Let's talk about it, and I will, tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will do my reading, and we will chat about something else. Okay, so thank everyone for joining me. And like I said, if there's something that you think that I missed, or something that you would like to talk about, I'm going to start pinning the what's that number, so that you may call in. Um, then those who want to go live know how to go live. Okay, so I am going to grab me something to eat, and I will see you all tomorrow. And like I said, our children are our future, so let's keep them motivated. Let's encourage them. Let's be a positive role model for our children. Okay. So this is Gail, and with To the Point 101, let's talk about it, and we will talk about more later.